Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Welcome back for the afternoon session. Here I was decided to take the first session off, and well, I traded. Well, I didn't trade. I missed the move, and I felt like I was getting a little bit emotional. So it was best for me to just step back and give myself to reprocess and get my head focused on the real price action. So yeah, I'll see what we're doing. We certainly made some recovery from the earlier sell-off. So we're actually at a key pivotal point right now. So we're rejecting the VWAP from what I can see here, and so yeah, it's certainly been a kind of a step to the upside, but quite challenging. So, but I think I actually I feel okay. I feel prepared for. Like now, I've seen what the market is doing, right? This is what we're getting. So we're getting some sort of choppy price action, which is climbing up gradually, but it's not really, it's certainly a scalp day. You want to scalp, and I think it's something I really want to, be aware of. And so I just take scalp trades as it comes. So let's see. So we'll see what we can capture here. Same thing. I'll definitely, size down quite a bit. Um, so something I want to talk about, right? I think, as you know, I created this channel to demonstrate how I use Execution Watchdog to take my trade. Um, right now, the emphasis I really focus on, which I know I usually don't talk much about it, and I think it's something, like I said, sometimes we step back, we get sidetracked, and lose focus. So this session, I really want to bring that into the discussion, right? Why I use Execution Watchdog, right? The value it has, the value proposition, and it's something I really don't talk quite enough of. And so right now, as you can see, you see my screen, and the first thing that is really, flashing in front of us, right, on the left panel is time frame, multi-time frame alignment. We are bearish, right? And technically, this sort of this data right in front of you should give you a clear understanding, right? I'm trying to find the right word, maybe a bias if you want to call it that way, but I wouldn't really use bias because bias, I think, is something we misunderstood, and sometimes I think it affects a lot of us, right? It's as if you know, we're favored to a direction, right? And of course we want to favor, but the direction we favor to is based on the data we're getting in front of us, right? So if I'm going to be bearish, why am I bearish? If I'm going to be bullish, why am I bullish? There have to be a reason. And I think this is really what the Execution Watchdog really has value for. You know, there are some traders who just say, well, I want to be bullish. I want to buy long. I want to go long because my price has gone down enough. I think this is where a lot of people make mistake, right? If the market is giving you every indication that it is bearish, it is better you look for a short entry. I really think it's just better because it's easier because the momentum, the pressure is to the downside. So if you get a good entry on the short side, it just make that trade easier for you, right? Because it moves, freely, to the direction. It's like a wave, right? It's like a flow. When water is flowing in one direction, that's the direction it's going. You know, you want to join that tide so that it carries you along. You don't want to fight it, right? So, and I think when you tend to not align yourself with the market and you try to take trade that is against the main direction, you always find yourself fighting, and that's where it gets very exhausting, right? It gets tiring, it gets frustrating. So something I really, that's the reason why I built this, and I think it's very hard for people to kind of really want to um, let something tell you what you need to do, because we're emotional being. We like to, stick to our belief and something like that. But it's one thing I'm learning, even for myself. I'm still learning how to, um, not let my emotional state, right, dictate, what is in front of me. And like really what happened this morning, I think it was pure emotion, right? Emotion really took over. I could not really find any justification why I couldn't take a trade, but market change, market moves, and so where we are right now, the reason we're in this state, right, is really based on the movement we had this morning. The sell-off we had this morning was very heavy. So that heavy sell-off essentially created a bearish momentum in the time frames, right, from the daily, up to the smaller time frames. So the fact that that momentum is there, that bearish sentiment is there. The question is that going to drive the rest of the day? And that's basically what we're looking at here. Now, if you look at the way the price is moving, looking at the different charts, I'm not looking at this one here. I'm kind of looking at more of a, where we were actually, I can go back to, sorry, let's go back to 5 minutes here. Okay. And yep. So look at the picture here, right? We sold off, we're trying to retrace back up, right? This is not why I fall trap for this a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like say I'm perfect, but again, this is why the execution watchdog is really helping me most of the time. Every indication for me here is want to go long. I really do. That's just how the nature is. Because the market is rising, and that's fine. Guess what? We still got about 3 hours. That's still a lot of time, right? A lot of time. Things could happen, but I don't feel comfortable, right, taking it. I mean, again, you can take a scalp. You can take a 5-point scalp, 10-point scalp from here. There's no problem at all. Really, there's really no, it's really how you feel. If I come in here and say I want to take scalp trade, this is it. I should be, taking 5-point, 10-point, take it out, 5-point, 10-point. Just, scalp your way out, right? And, find entries. But I think it's also very important you take the large time frame contest, the situation into a real contest, right? So right now, I would say the market is struggling, right, to take new high. It is really struggling here, but it's finding its way. It's getting there. It's finding, and the reason is just because of the bearish momentum, right? So move to the downside will suddenly be much easier. It will be cleaner, right? And so you want to find killer. So right here, the highs here, I'm watching if this high will be taken out, right? If it takes out as a rejection, short scalp is much probable here, right? And that's what I'm, see what I'm gonna take. But even right now, we could continue to rally. We could start to push up a little bit, grinding up gradually. And if you're someone who's more comfortable taking long trade, then yeah, this is your zone, right? Because it's just naturally you want to take long. You're comfortable taking long than taking short, right? This is your zone, right? But again, I really think because of the bearish sentiment, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna have like the push to the upside. It's just not gonna be easy, right? Big push will be sold off. Big push will be sold off. So while I'm sitting here, if there is a price that gives me this sort of big green candle at this current state of the market, the current sentiment of the market, this is an easy short entry, right? So these are the kind of short I like to take, or the entries I like to take. It makes me more relaxed. It makes me more comfortable, right? I don't sit on my edge, right? Because the market sentiment from the multi-time frame, I'm aligned with it. It's just, and if I get stopped out here, actually I feel better because one, I'm following. Not only I'm following my strategy, I'm aligned with the market, right? If my strategy said this is an entry, I'll take it, right? If you go against me, well, so be it. It just didn't work out. That trade didn't work out. But I follow my strategy. I'm aligned with the market, and I will take it again 10 out of 10 times, right? And so it's all about the probability, right? When you take that 10 times, how many times you win, that's what really matters, right? So the outcome is relevant. It's really, are you executing with on your strategy or your system, right? So for me, this is a system. This is a system I have. And so coming back to what we're seeing here is so if we look at it on our EMA separation, right, what is happening, right? EMA separation has been contracting, right? That is simply because, at least for the last nearly the last 4 hours, I mean, saying the first half an hour it was a massive sell-off, right, and then we start to contract, and that contraction is just coming up from the recovery, right? The recovery from the sell-off. We're still in that phase, and we've been doing that since 10 o'clock New York time, right? So it's pretty much 1, 2, 3, almost 4 hours. So we've been trying to recover since 4 hours. It took half an hour to knock the market down, and we are struggling for the last 4 hours. We've not even got 50% of that recovery yet. So what does that tell you, right? That really tells you that the buyers are not really there. They're not enthusiastic, right, as the sellers this morning. So the question is, will they return? Will the sellers return at some point in time, right? And so that's what you want to look at. And so if you look at how the market is functioning, typically there are times when you have high volatility. Obviously, we have one in the morning, and the next volatility should be coming up anytime soon, well, later in the day, right, in the afternoon. So around the power hour usually is pretty strong, but maybe half an hour to the power hour, so which is like 3 o'clock Eastern time, right? So so we still got time. So right now we're just 1:30, right, and pretty much around lunch timing. So nothing really happened. So that could be the reason why we get this slow grind up, right? But as given what I'm seeing in front of me, right, with the execution watchdog, bigger time frame, we're bearish, we're grinding slowly, we're not even 50% of the sell-off yet. It just tells me that now we don't have strength on the bullish side, right? So if the bears come back again, they will take this thing down, absolutely, and it's going to be quite easy for them. So, and that's what I want to wait for, right? I want to wait for the time for the easy money trade when it comes in. I want to catch that trade. But right now, I chose not to scalp, right? It's just my choice. It's not. I don't want to put on a trade here and start, watching every tick going up and down. I want to trade where I want to see movement, right? If there is movement, if there's no movement, that's fine, and I don't trade today. But just what happened in this portion of the chart here, and this right side, yeah, it tells a story, right? Big sell-off, slow grinding up gradually, right? And all 4 hours. We've not even got up to 50. Well, we've got maybe close to 50%, but now we're kind of below 50%, right? So yeah, on the probability basis, yeah, this doesn't seem strong, right? Just as simple as that. It's not a strong rally up to convincingly take a long trade for sure. But again, you can scalp. You can always scalp here, please. You can scalp your 5 points. Don't expect too much. 10 points. It's certainly a scalp region. But for me, I'm not too interested here in scalp. I mean, I can, but not right now at the moment. So EMA is really contracting. The 15 and the 14 EMA, they're getting very tight. So which also suggests that price movement is really narrowing. So yeah. Let's see. want to learn how to do this thing seriously. How do you position? It's getting a little bit swoop. I don't know how to. Cancel that order first. What the fucking hell? Huh. We cannot. So problem first I have is this, right? Transaction history. Oh my god, this is oh, I'm in trouble. I can't do this. I cannot do this. This is just too much for me. I don't even know what's going on here. Option, I don't even know. Save the other status. Huh. So cancel this other. Yep. Cancel, yes. Close. Cancel, 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 cancel. So now, bye. So I just go to my account. Summary. Oh my god, this is nasty. Just close this thing, man. I don't like what I'm saying. Market order. Okay. So, okay, sorry. Oh, man. I don't like this thing at all. Sorry. Okay, so pretty nice rejection. We're getting on the VWAP there. So looking at this here. So let's see. Make sure I'm on the right. Okay. We'll catch. Okay. Switch it, see, I get some. Okay. Take a shot there, put my stop right at the high of that. Because I'm only looking for a 10-point scalp here. I'm not. Okay, I got 12 point, I'm out. All right, that's all I'm doing today, just 10 points. 10 points, I'm doing both directions. I gotta be fair, right? It's not only the long or the short side. Right. 200, so now I am looking for a payout here. See, there's another entry again. Okay. Interesting. Okay, it's pretty nice. So as I mentioned, the shot seems to be playing out. So we're tapping the VWAP multiple times now. So it looks like we're taking a rejection from there. Can break through. Okay. Oh, big rejection candle there, really big. So let's see. Let's let that candle close and see how it reacts. Take one small contract and there the top is my stop. So it's not a really interesting see bottom here. Okay, I'll wait for a better entry. So I think it's trying to push up. Let's see, it may want to retest the VWAP again. So wait for another something like I was really gonna enter right at the when I saw this top wick here. I just missed it. And let's hope we can see again better entry. Third. This one here. What's a better entry? So let's see. Might take out the VWAP again. No. I'm just going back here. Yeah, well, couldn't South big time again, so well, yeah, like, you know, just give it some room to run. Let's try this one here. Maybe top here, take another one. See? I'll be okay with it. We are breaking out. Broke out pretty cleanly. Let's see. Okay, so what a nice rejection, and we're topping out a VWAP again. So maybe this could be a retracement to continue higher or more selling. I'll pick a side here. But the fact that we've easily break the VWAP, and I kind of feel like it will find a support very soon, right? It will find a support soon. So I'm going along here, which let's see, I'll bring my I'll give it room to run. It seems like a good, it's like a good off ramp. Yeah, I think. Again, looking for small. Okay, no, it's not. See what's gonna happen there.